Hey everybody, welcome to episode 4 of Dude, You Never Told Me. My name's Alex. I'm one of your hosts this evening, and with me are my two best friends and co-hosts, Anthony and Devante.
What's up, everyone? My name is Anthony. Again, this week, taking the back seat.
As he's taking a back seat, I too shall be taking a back seat. Go ahead and lead us, my guy.
Appreciate it, you two. So guys, today, as y'all know, we are going to be discussing video games and how they've actually impacted our lives, what games have interested us, some iconic video game characters, and the works. To start us off, I just wanted to ask you both, what game started your journey with video games? Like, what was that first one that just really sparked an interest in the hobby that made you really enjoy to play games moving forward and just started it for you?
I'll go first. I've had my first console was the Super NES. That was my first
Dang, you
console.
go
But
way back.
yeah, well, it's my cousin's
Your age is
console.
showing, man.
For real.
I'm not that. I mean, it's Super NES isn't that old.
Nah, we're joking with you, man.
But it's kind of funny because like I had a Super NES, but I actually didn't have any Super NES games. I had the cartridge adapter that allows you to play Game Boy games on the Super NES.
Oh.
So I grew
Oh,
up playing Pokemon Yellow, Red, and Blue version. I played a game called like Lock and Chase, which is just like a Pac-Man knockoff. And I also played this like Bugs Bunny game. That was like a Bugs Bunny tower terror
Bugs
game.
Bunny game? You gotta tell me
Yeah.
more about this.
It's I don't know. I actually don't know what you would compare it to. I'll have to pull the picture and show you one day. It's just like a platformer where you play as Bugs Bunny, you try to escape like the Looney Tunes tower, you get chased down by all the Looney Tune villains. It's not anything I would like brag about. It was just like a game that I just had.
Hmm.
But I think for me, what kind of sold me on gaming as a whole was Animal Crossing on the GameCube.
Oh,
That was the
yes.
very first game I ever, like, owned that I bought with my mom's money, but first game system that I ever owned was the GameCube, the first game I ever got was Animal Crossing, and I played a lot of that, so I think that kinda started off my whole gaming, life.
I see. Well, unlike you, I don't go as far back, but mine
Far
was
back.
probably yeah, the Game Boy Advanced.
Game
Um,
Boy Advance,
yeah,
man.
the
That
one
brings back some memories.
where you're
Oh
holding your
yeah.
hand, not the flip.
Did you
It's a big
did
one,
you
right?
have the little like light
Oh,
attachments that you could
I
actually
had
see?
everything, dog. I had the light. I had the cord where you can like connect with your friends like in a four
Oh
way.
yeah, because that
Oh
was a
yeah.
big deal back then because you
Mm-hmm.
didn't have wireless connection. It had to
Yep.
be wired.
Exactly. And so I had the whole shebang going on. And I remember my first game on the Game Boy was actually Super Mario Land. And I remember like back in the day, that game was so hard.
Yeah.
Like being a kid and trying to beat that game, like I feel like I beat it once and that was like my life accomplishment. But then I became an adult and I went back and I played that game, and man, I was like, why was I struggling to beat this game? Like I played it one time through and I beat the whole game, and I was like, as a kid, this took like my whole childhood to beat, you know.
I
And
feel like
so,
that's what happened to me too, is, like, whenever you as a kid,
mm,
every game seems super hard,
oh
and
yeah,
then you're
100%.
like, "Oh, I have to, like, jump over stuff." It seems hard, but as you grew older, you're like, "Eh, not that bad."
Or like when you were playing Pokemon for the first time and you're like, "Why can't I get past this tree? It says I need to cut it down. Why can't anyone cut it down?"
Oh, no, for me, it was, in Gold and Silver when the Sudowoodo blocked you and you had to, like, get a water thing to wake it up.
I think
I couldn't figure that out.
I think the hardest for me was Fire Red Leaf Green, trying to get through that tunnel that was blacked out. And I never had flash, so I couldn't see anything the entire time, and I just went
oh
through it
my
blind. It
gosh, dude, you
was
got to look
tough.
up a guide on it.
No, we couldn't.
That's
There
true.
was
At
no
the
guys
time,
to
it
look up back
was.
then.
That's
No
true.
internet.
But my second
Yeah,
game, there's this other game that I played too. I don't know. It's I don't know if people would know what it is, but the King of Fighters 96, and it was in black and white. And I remember that game was the bomb. There's this one character where it's in black and white, and so he has a chain on his legs. But whenever you're playing the game, it doesn't look like a chain. It looks like his ball sack just like dangling. But he was an OP character. Like he was.
I bet you liked that, didn't you?
Oh my god, dude. I was like, what is this? Like as a kid, I didn't realize it, but now like I'm an adult and I was just like, that's funny. You know, I was like what is it? T posing on people in the game.
Yeah.
It was the
That's
original T
hilarious.
pose.
Awesome. It sounds like y'all both had some pretty good experiences. For me, my first system was actually the Nintendo 64.
Oh,
So
classic.
no, so
I actually
another
did not know
Nintendo
that.
system.
That's
You
just-
never played a Nintendo 64?
I played Nintendo 64, but I never owned one.
Oh, okay. Well, it was one of the best consoles I remember ever having. So the first game I played was the classic Mario 64, you
Nice.
know, trying to collect every star in Princess Peach's castle, going through all the little pictures through the different worlds, getting all the power-ups, and just trying to get those doors to open because you needed to get X amount of stars every single time you wanted to proceed. And I remember my dad was a big help with me trying to navigate those games growing up because like you guys said it was harder. We didn't have guides, so we had,
Right.
for me it was my dad. He helped me a lot, and we came so close to getting every star in that game. I think we stopped at 103 was where we got to, and it was
Hmm.
108 was the grand total, so
Oh,
not
you missed it
too
by
far.
5.
We missed it by 5.
Did you ever
I
play the remake for the Nintendo DS?
I own it. And so, funny story, when I bought it specifically for Super Mario Sunshine
Uh-huh.
because when I played that on the GameCube, I never beat it. So when it came out, I was like, I'm buying this and I'm finally beating this stupid game. Like,
Oh,
This
what
one?
is
That's the
uh,
Mario 64 DS.
no,
Yes.
he's
Oh,
talking
are
about
you talking about a different one?
he's
No,
talking about when it came on the Switch.
Oh, on the
No, it's also about the one when it came out on the DS.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This is the
Oh,
one.
you were talking about the DS?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I don't know
I
if
never
it'll
got it on the
focus.
DS, but
Yeah.
yeah, I see it. Man. No, I never got it on the DS, but I did get it for the Switch. Sorry, I should clarify.
Yo, speaking of getting help in games, when I was younger with Blue version, like
Yeah.
my friend gave me this is when back in the day where you could copy Pokemon. You know, you could like
The
copy
glitch.
items,
Yeah.
the glitches.
Oh
And
yeah.
so he helped me glitch to getting infinite rare candies. And so if you've never played Pokemon before, rare candies allow you to instantly level up your Pokemon one whole level for each candy.
It was OP.
And so I had infinite rare candies. And so I just put it on all my Pokemon. I got infinite level 100s. And then I just like breezed through it. So my friend helped me when I was on like the third or fourth gym. And so by the time I was challenging gym leaders, I was like,
You're just wrecking them, dude.
overpowered. Yeah.
Yeah,
And as a kid, I love that.
Game was
You know,
OP.
like I want to win.
that's true.
I had my Charizard. I wanted to win. I didn't ever want to lose.
Oh man.
Dude,
You know what I-
I'm a piggyback off of that. Pokemon. I was playing, so I have a story. And one time I was in the car going to Walmart with my mom, and I'm like, elementary school. And I remember I had Pokemon Emerald. And I'm in the car, I'm playing, we're going to Walmart, and I remember going up the tower to try and catch Rayquaza.
Mhm.
And at the time, I did not save before I entered the battle with Rayquaza. I was not
no,
a
I
gamer
know-
boy back in
know
the
where the
day.
story's headed.
And so as I'm playing, I'm in mid battle with Rayquaza. I got him down to like yellow HP, and I'm just throwing like Pokeballs, whatever I have, because I didn't have a Master Ball. And whenever I was throwing them, I was playing, and we finally arrived at Walmart. And when we arrived at Walmart, my mom was like, "All right, Devante, we gotta go shopping." And my mom, like, she doesn't know like the validity of how much it means to me to get a Rayquaza, right? And so like I'm like, mom, wait, I gotta get this Rayquaza. And I'm sitting there. My mom's kind of hood, even though she's Japanese. She married a black man, so she's a little hood. And so she's like, no, we need to go now. Like, this is the reason why we came out. And I'm like, okay, mom, hold on. I'm trying to catch him. And right as I throw the ball and it's about to like catch, my mom snatches the Game Boy out of my hand and turns it off, and I'm like, no,
She
mom.
done him. She done him your
And I
PS.
did, yeah, and I didn't save, and so because of that, I had to go up the whole tower again because I didn't save it until literally I saved at the beginning of the tower, and so I didn't save on that floor, and so I literally had to go up the whole tower again and try to go catch him. And luckily I was able to catch him. But when my mom turned off that Game Boy, I was livid. But at the same time, she was
your
like,
life
I'm
was
gonna give you a
over.
reason to cry. And I was like, I don't want this is not a good reason to
Oh
cry.
my gosh, dude. That
Hey,
sounds
man,
so tragic.
it was a tragic moment in my
It
my
clearly
childhood.
left an impression. I can just imagine you, little scrawny Devante with his glasses trying to play his
Yeah,
little Game
my
Boy
Arthur
in the
days.
passenger seat.
Those are my
At least
Arthur
you,
days.
yeah. At least you had like a save file to go back to. I remember I had the GameCube. I didn't want to spend money on like an official Nintendo memory card, so I got like
Mm.
a third party. I think it was like Mad Cat's
What did you
memory
do?
card.
Leave your GameCube on the whole time?
No, I don't know what happened, but like my memory card got flashed, and so I lost all the data for all of my games on that memory card. And this is when I played a
Oh,
lot. So this I had Smash Brothers, I had Animal Crossing.
Oh my
I'm pretty sure I
gosh.
had like Pokemon Coliseum. I had all those games, and I had all these memories, and then it was all gone in an
dang, you
instant. I
lost
was
your
so
whole
sad.
archive, dude.
Yeah.
Your whole
I think
childhood.
for a while, I basically stopped playing the GameCube, and I kind of stopped playing games. Like I was that traumatized by losing all of my memory for all my games.
That'll do it.
Yeah, no, I got to relive what it's like to not save and lose all your progress. I was playing the original Final Fantasy VII recently, and at the end of the game, there comes a point where it's just you head straight for the final boss, and if you die anywhere in that final dungeon, you get sent to the very beginning of that dungeon. So it's
Uh,
either
you
it's
win or
either
you start over.
you either win or you start over, and
Jeez.
not to mention the final boss is a 3-tier boss fight. So it
So,
was
so you got to know what you're doing.
I had no idea what I was doing. I got
Well,
very
my
lucky when I
favorite
finally
thing,
won.
you just gotta get good, Alex.
Dude, you really
You
do.
gotta min max your stats, make sure your party's legit, and just win. Just get good.
I just used the classic Cloud, Tifa, Barrett, man. You can't go wrong with those three. But
There you go.
um but with that being said, I did want to ask you guys a question. um who do you guys think are the most iconic video game characters this day and age? When you think of Sony, PlayStation, who is the most iconic character you think of when it comes to Sony? Like any
I got
character
it.
on PlayStation.
I can
Alright.
think of God of War.
Parappa the
Okay, so
rapper.
like Kratos.
Yeah, Kratos. That's
Okay.
for me.
Okay. What about you, Anthony?
Parappa the rapper. No,
Oh,
probably Nathan Drake from the Uncharted series. So that's like my
Uncharted.
first. That was like my first
okay.
PS3 game I played was the Uncharted series.
Okay. Okay. I like the answers. If I had to pick one, uh, I'll pick one different from y'all. I'm gonna go with Spider-Man. Actually,
Hmm?
I mean,
Yeah.
Sony's owned Spider-Man for quite some time, and they've done quite a few games that have done really well, if you ask me. But that's just my opinion.
Spider-Man. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess it's modern time. Yeah, he's a very iconic from the games he has now.
Yeah, he's definitely not known for gaming, but
Yeah, I was like, sorry, no, I would not. When I think of Spider-Man, I think of the comic book. I don't think of the
yeah.
PS4.
Hey, but the
No,
game
no,
is
you're
dope
right.
though. The game is fun.
If I had to pick one that was just pure gaming, I'd probably go with what Devante said. Go Kratos.
Kratos.
Windows.
Yeah.
What about
Kratos is
Windows?
so
What about
dope.
Microsoft?
Windows, yeah, Windows.
Microsoft.
The Windows one is remember the space pinball game that was like on Windows 7 or Windows
Oh
like
my,
95?
that's like way
That's
Wait,
like
back.
you mean like when we were kids and you would
Yeah.
go like onto the windows and type in
Free
games and then
games.
that would pop up?
The one that
exactly.
comes
That's
pre-installed.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, that's what you think is iconic for
It's like
Microsoft?
what is it? Space
Windows.
pinball?
Oh,
What
for
do you-
Windows?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you
what
were
are you
talking
gonna
about
say?
Microsoft.
Minesweeper? What are you gonna say? Solitaire?
Minesweeper was solid though.
Yeah.
That was a solid
I-
game. Or
I don't get
backgammon.
the-
Backgammon was
don't-
fun too.
I don't get that.
I enjoyed playing chess and checkers.
But as for Xbox, I always thought Assassin's Creed series was really fun.
Sure.
What's
Yeah.
the guy? Who's the guy's name from Assassin's Creed?
Ezio Auditori Differenze.
That's from
Talking
2.
about the Italian
Gotta
one?
go
Or
the
are you
first
talking about Altair?
I don't know. Whichever
Fir-
whichever
The
I'm
first
playing
one's
as in the
Altair.
game.
Well, it depends on the game.
I guess
First,
the
second, third,
original. The original.
Altier.
then
Altair.
Altair. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Where did that take place? What region was it? Now that I think
Middle
about it,
East.
I know it was the
Mhm.
Middle East, but like where in the Middle East?
I'm not
Probably
sure
like
about that.
Jerusalem. Like probably the Jerusalem area, if I had to guess.
I think you're right. I want to say at some point you do a mission in Jerusalem.
We'll let our chat correct us. Or a
Yes.
comment since
Jerusalem.
if it makes it to YouTube, no one tells us yet.
Okay. It looks like Pivo agrees that it's probably Jerusalem.
Nice.
Yeah. Also, Devante, I gotta correct you a little bit. You know, Assassin's Creed is like on every platform, right? Not just Xbox.
Oh, I just played it on Xbox, but that was
Okay.
yeah.
I got you. Okay. Okay. Anthony, what about you?
For
For
Microsoft.
for Microsoft, not Windows.
It has to be Master Chief from the Halo franchise. I mean, like he's like the poster boy for Xbox.
Yep.
Next question.
Yes,
What's
he
the
is.
best Halo? This will get
Oh.
controversial. The
Best
chat will blow
Halo.
up.
I like that question.
I
Shoot.
mean, I'm very partial to Halo Reach. I think that one was for me peak Halo.
You know, Anthony, you're stealing all the words out of my mouth. Most iconic for Microsoft? I agree. Master Chief, best Halo game? Halo Reach. We're on
It's
the same
'cause that-
page.
Dang, the
it's
chat
'cause
We're
that's
on the
how
same
the
page.
chat
I
said
take
Halo
games.
3, man.
Halo 3 is good. Halo 3 is fine.
Halo 3? Halo 3 was good.
Halo 3 was the first Halo game I played because the first game I bought on the Xbox 360. I think I like Reach a bit more because it had more longevity. You know, it
It
had like
did.
the horde mode you can do,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and like I feel like multiplayer mode for Halo Reach really hit its like stride.
I definitely played Halo Reach
You
multiplayer
didn't
way
like
more than I did
ODST?
Halo 3.
Y'all didn't like
OD
ODST, man?
ODST was
I
good.
I like ODST. And I introduced the first horde mode and it was really fun.
Yeah. ODST was probably one of my favorites. Just
But yeah,
because
Halo
that's where
3, I
started.
think, will always have the one of the best campaigns I've ever played for any video game.
Sure.
But
Mhm.
Halo Reach multiplayer, you know, it had Forge, it had the firefights, and just I had such a fun time using those abilities at the time, and it really took Halo 3's multiplayer and just took it to the next level.
Yeah, I think it also hits a nice warm part for me because like that was the first Halo game because like that you and me, Alex, you and I played together a lot of.
We
It was
did.
you, me, and all of our middle school friends playing Halo
Yep.
Reach together.
Yeah, we have a lot of great memories playing Reach,
Yeah.
building worlds and Forge, and just.
Right.
I remember
The
we would
original
take
gaming.
the whole grid and we'd all
Uh,
jump on top of it and just spin it in circles and fling
Yeah.
people off.
You do it. Well, because like this is back then where like whenever you want to play multiplayer games, you had to bring your console over, hook it up to your friend's internet, and have like 3 Xboxes playing on the same network together.
Hey, man,
Like a
those were
good
the
old LAN
glory
party.
days. LAN
And 3
parties.
TVs. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
I missed the
I-
LAN party days.
I just remember like it was, the 4 of us would go to your house, Alex, and we would just bring like a small TV and we would just like hook it up and we'd all be playing until like 2 in the morning.
Right, right.
And then we're just like, it was just like fun nonsense. It was great.
You know,
Perfect.
for me, the memories were more at actually at our buddy Kay's house. He I remember going upstairs. His parents, they weren't too crazy about us playing rated M games, but they allowed it because it was Halo. And just I remember going up there, and anytime his sister came in, he would just yell. I'd be like, "Go out, go! No, you can't be here."
You're
Violent.
about to
We'd
tell us
all
something.
yell at her. That poor child. Oh man.
Those
I
good
actually
times.
talked to him about that, and he told me that she started playing Skyrim when she was 15. I said, "Good
That's
for
fun.
her. Good for her."
Good job.
Skyrim.
Yep, Skyrim. Talk about a real iconic game, actually. Skyrim. Devante, did you ever have the chance to play it? I know you did,
No,
Anthony.
I
but-
watch. I always like to watch my friends play games and then see them get frustrated over it. But yeah, Skyrim was a game I watched. I didn't really play.
Okay.
Did y'all
If
play
you-
Oblivion?
I watched
did not.
Oblivion.
I've never even watched Oblivion.
It's
I know it's another Elder Scrolls game.
No, the most frustrated game I've seen somebody get on is man, it's that Japanese. It's like the Japanese samurai game where if you die,
Ghost of Tsushima?
it might have been that one Ghost of
Is it
Tsushima, and then
is
there's
it a
another
new game?
Is it Sekio?
Sekio. It's
Oh,
Sekio.
is it Sekiro or Sekiro?
Sekiro.
Sekiro. Oh,
Yeah.
Fibo's got it. Sekiro.
And
Yeah.
Dark Souls. Dark Souls was another one I watched my friend play, and that man was getting mad. But he got it though. Like he was able to complete the game.
I truly believe that if you've never played a Dark Soul games, you
You've never gamed, man.
you've never gamed hard. I'll say it like that. There's like a level about playing Dark Soul games where it's like the thrill rush of beating the boss. Like that's such a pure adrenaline rush, and that you can't replace it sometimes.
That's true.
Yeah, I didn't have the patience to do Dark Souls all the way through. I tried, but
You play games on easy mode out.
I don't. I really don't. But I guess in comparison to Dark Souls, maybe. But like, I mean, I've been playing a lot of games on hard mode lately, so I've been having fun with that. But like, Dark Souls is just it's just frustrating because you die and you lose everything every single
Yeah.
time.
So you gotta get good. You
It's
can't
hard
just
mode.
like hard grind your way out of a fight. It's not like Pokemon where if you're losing all the time, you
Hey, but
just
Pokemon's never hard.
exactly. That's the point. We condition
Forever a
ourselves
kid
to
game.
want that instant gratification. We gotta work hard. You gotta learn routines.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, the payout is amazing. Like the feeling, right? The dopamine hit whenever you complete it.
Yeah, when
Right.
you hear like boss defeated, that's like the rush where you like the last hit and they just die, and you're like, oh my gosh, where have the past 2 hours been? Learning his combos, learning.
So I want to bring it back to the original question a second ago.
Mhm.
I know we talked about Sony, talked about Microsoft, we talked about Windows. I want to ask y'all. Oh, and Nintendo, of course. And I want to ask y'all, who do you think is the most iconic Sega character?
Sega. All I can think of is Sonic.
The poster boy.
All I can think of is
Sonic,
Sonic.
the poster boy.
Or
Yeah.
oh yeah, I guess yeah, that's Sonic. Because I was gonna say Ryu from Street Fighter, but that's Capcom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Capcom.
Hadouken.
Hadouken.
Did y'all ever play a Sonic game growing up?
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah.
Like which?
You?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
The one I played kind of reminds you of like a Mario Party. I can't remember
Which
what
one's
it's
that one?
called.
Yeah, I
It,
don't know.
so it was
His
on
first
the
exposure was Sonic Mario at the Olympic Games. That's his first exposure to Sonic.
So
whose
late.
was?
That's like we.
Oh man. Now, my first Sonic game. So I had a buddy. Actually, he went to elementary with us, Anthony, and I would go to his house, and he had a Sega, and we would play this Sonic game that that had like it was like a Mario Party basically. Like you had to collect rings, you had to collect I forget what the star equivalent was, and just stuff like
Oh,
that.
probably like
Mm.
the Chaos
It
Emerald.
sounds kind of fun.
It was pretty fun, honestly. It had lots of good mini games. And when he wasn't playing that, we'd play this other Sonic game where he was running around the city. Like I can picture it. I think it's Sonic
Adventure
Heroes
2
or Sonic
battle.
Adventure 2. It might be Adventure 2.
Mm.
I think that's the one. Yeah, it has like Shadow and Sonic on the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
It probably was that
it was
one.
it on the GameCube?
I think it was also on the Sega, I want to say.
Oh, it might be the first one then. No, if it's Shadow, it has to be number 2.
Bro,
Yeah, Shadow was on it.
GameCube games had some bops though back in the day.
Dude, I loved my GameCube. I will forever regret giving that up to GameStop forever.
What did you
You
trade it
traded
in for?
in for the Wii.
I think
What
I
a-
traded in so I could buy Wii games.
Even
Even
worse.
worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's horrible, dude.
But when you're a broke little kid and like you're trying to afford
That's
to get these
true.
games, because like what are you
'Cause
supposed
the
to
Wii
do?
could play
Wow.
GameCube games. It didn't make sense to keep your GameCube anymore.
Exactly. That's exactly why I that's how I justified it. I was like, if we can play this, then do I need it?
Did you
But
keep the GameCube controllers?
I did. I
Or
kept
Smash
I kept the good one. I gave them the worst one. But the reason why I regret it, it was like one of those limited edition GameCubes that had
Ooh.
Shadow Lugia on it from Pokemon XD
Oh,
Gale of Darkness,
wow.
and that's why I will forever regret that I got rid of
Dang,
it.
you had a really good one. Like a
A
collector's
really
almost.
good one. I wanted to ask you guys, which video game franchise has had the most impact on you throughout your life? Like, what's that one game that you're like, man, I could just go back, play this again. I love the story. It changed a bit of it changed it like changed something in you.
I go
Mm.
first. Mine was Diablo, the Diablo series. Now it's on Diablo 4. But that's always been something that even as a kid, me and my dad would sit down and play for hours on end. And even now, like as an adult, sometimes I would go over to his house and just play it for hours on end. And that was
Right.
yeah, that was always something that was like really fun between us that we always had.
Yeah. So whenever you would play Diablo, which class would you normally pick? Because there's a few, right?
Yeah, I'd always like to play the necromancer. I'd always like to sit in the back. Well, I guess the newer games have the necromancer, but back in the day it was always like barbarian or paladin. Those were the two
Okay.
that I'd always like up front and kind of just hitting the monsters. But then as I grew older, I liked the sitting in the back and summoning monsters, and that's where the necromancer came into play.
Necromancer.
But I never really liked
I
the
got you.
ranged like assassin types.
Yeah.
Or the shadow. It was like shadow something, but
Like
yeah,
rogues,
rogue. That's
basically.
what it was. Yeah, rogue. But my dad like playing those, so it always worked out. And the
Your
mages,
dad
I
and I'd
didn't
get
really.
along.
You liked rogues, but yeah,
Your dad and I would get along just fine playing those games because that's who I play as.
uh, perfect. Then you can always join us.
Of course.
But yeah,
Anthony, what
Diablo.
about you, man?
That's a good one. Probably I'd say either Knights of the Republic 1 and 2 are great, or the Mass Effect franchise. I think
Okay.
for me, it just like showed how much you can. It would turn video games rather than like just something you play for like a high score play whatever to like a really crafted, well meaningful story. And it was
Yeah.
really good. And like I think that's where I fell in love with like RPGs. I love RPG games. I love being able to like create your character and create like their different skill sets.
Okay. Okay. So tell me a bit about Knights of the Old Republic. I've never played it. Like,
You've
what?
never oh my
I've
god,
never
okay.
played it. I've heard
Where
great
do I
things.
begin? It's a phenomenal game. Oh my gosh. So Natural Republic, it takes place in what we would now call the High Republic. So this is before the original Star Wars trilogy. This is like
Mhm.
millennia before the original Star Wars trilogy.
Okay.
And in the first game, you basically create your own Jedi, and then you either choose to go on the light side path or the dark side path.
Which
Oh,
The
side
you
did
get to
you
overall
pick
choose?
story
light or
is
dark.
is still the same, but, like, if you go to the dark side path, you get access to, like, Sith lightning, get access to, like, the red lightsaber crystals,
The cool stuff.
like, all
So
the cool
which one
stuff.
did you choose?
Always a Jedi. Well, I mean, I've played it multiple times. I've done both the Jedi and the Sith
Okay.
route.
But you
But
chose the
it's
Jedi
pretty
the
fun.
first round or first time around.
Always. I
Hey,
I find that when I play games that have, like, choices, I try to become like, "Oh, I'm gonna be a mean person," but I can't.
you choose the righteous
These
path.
real life, these NPCs, I care too much about them to be a mean person.
Oh,
But yeah, you create your own Jedi, and then you go through like the story. So in the very first story, I guess this would be spoiler warnings for Knights of the Old Republic, but you play as a Sith Lord who loses his memory.
Oh,
oh.
I didn't
You
know
don't
that.
know you're the Sith Lord yet until like
And it
three or
doesn't matter
four.
if you choose light or dark,
Yeah.
either way.
So the background is that your character is like was one of the Sith lords, and he was during a mission, the Republic basically attacked your star cruiser, and you engaged into like a Jedi like lightsaber battle between one of your ally partners, and when you lose, you basically get like your memory wiped. But because you're such a strong Force user, the Jedi Council didn't want to lose you in their war against the Sith. And so
Mhm.
they basically have been trying to pull the strings behind the covers to turn you into a Jedi again.
Wow.
And you don't get that plot reveal until like 3 quarters into the game. So in the entire game, you're like sitting down, like, who is Darth Revan? Who is this ultimate Sith Lord that is feared by so many people?
And it's
And
you.
it's you. And then the reveal is really cool because like Darth Revan as a character, whenever you see flashbacks of him, he's always wearing a mask.
I see.
And so like so it allows you to fully customize the character's face into whatever you need it to be.
Yeah. Do you think they would ever do anything with that character? Like bring him into the actual Star Wars universe outside of
They are
gaming?
they actually are probably will actually. So I know if you played the Old Republic, like the Star Wars MMO,
Yeah.
um, they do like a sequel series to his storyline.
Oh,
And
Oh,
then if you, I know they're trying to do a remake of Knights of the Republic. And
I want to
then
say I heard
rumor
about that.
has it that the Acolyte is going to lead into the Darth Revan storyline because it's such a
Oh,
great story. It's so good. Like
mhm.
they're making some of the iconic, like, you know how when Disney bought Star Wars, they
yeah,
basically said every book, every comic are all part of the Star Wars Legends.
yeah.
They've been slowly pulling storylines from the Legends that are just too good not to do.
Okay, okay.
And that's how they make a franchise.
Yeah, tell me your
Okay.
franchise.
Well, that
What about
means
you, Alex?
you
What are
know,
some iconic franchises in your life?
shoot, I've got a few. I think for the sake of time, I'll go ahead and I'll talk about. I think the first one I'll talk about is going to be Skyrim. So
Ooh.
Skyrim was like my first true RPG game where I got to
Okay.
really get into this open world and explore, do whatever I wanted. I could mess with the NPCs. I could become a dragon slayer. I could become, like the hero to the people. Just it was so cool and just I remember literally one day I was with my brother and he was telling me about this game and just how amazing it was and how he wanted it and I was like, I've never even heard of this game. What are you
Mm.
talking about?
This man
Like
convinced
is
you.
it
And it's
yeah,
like the fifth entry too. So you're like, what do I gotta play the one through four first?
see, I didn't even know it was the fifth entry whenever I
Oh,
got it. I had zero clue. I had no background information. All I knew was that he got the game because my
yeah.
parents got it for him, and he was playing it in front of me. And when I watched him kill that first dragon,
Yeah.
that's when I knew I had to have this game, man. It was so cool.
That man
It
yoinked the
was
controller out of his brother's
I
hand and
gotta
was
play
like,
now.
I'm playing this game.
I like how he saw Elder Scroll 5 Skyrim and be like, you know what? There's no Elder Scrolls 4. There's no Elder Scrolls 1 or 2 or 3.
Yeah, he saw
It's
the
like
5 and
Elder
was like,
Scrolls
that's
5.
the first game.
This is
But
first
it is Skyrim. I didn't really look at the Elder Scrolls part to be honest.
Elder
Like
Scroll.
I didn't really like all I knew at the time was it was a game called Skyrim and it sounded fun, it looked like fun, and I had
Mm.
to have it. And ever since then I've realized like how much I love RPGs, whether it's
Yeah.
been like Legend of Zelda, Xenoblade Chronicles, Final Fantasy, like it's really opened me up to a whole bunch of other RPGs that I've really just enjoyed throughout my life and I could talk about all these other RPGs a great amount, but Skyrim is the one that really started it for me and
Mm.
just like really got me into this RPG fest, if you
Oh
will.
no, yeah, Skyrim
It's a
was a
pretty solid
phenomenal.
start, man. Yeah.
It, yeah, it and it's one of those that's really uphill. Like you're kind of peaking almost,
Mhm.
but
I
so
mean, I have a long list of good RPGs that you
RPGs,
gotta
RuneScape.
play. RuneScape,
RuneScape's a good one.
uh, MMORPG.
Well, since you kind of brought it up, Anthony, I want to ask you, what, in your opinion, is the best RPG uh, campaign story that you've ever played?
Oh, it's
Mm.
Mass Effect 2.
Mass Effect
Mass
2. Okay.
Effect. Wow.
If you don't mind me asking, what about Mass Effect 2's story was so amazing? You don't have to go too far into depth if you're worried about spoilers, but like
I
what
mean, it's an older game. You can definitely buy the remake. It's really good. But essentially, Mass Effect 2, you are playing as an elite. So I guess Mass Effect 1, you play as an elite, human soldier, and you basically get upgraded to become like the galactic like super police. They call it the Spectres. They call it
Mm.
super police actually. But you get to know all the characters and you grow in love. It's a third person shooter. And so at the end of the first game, you basically saved the Citadel, which is like the main city in the game. You save it
okay.
from like a guy who's basically being controlled by like a doomsday alien race.
When you say controlled, is it like the flood being controlled or is it like
Kind
mind
of
control or
think about if the flood, rather than like just taking over your body, they more like coerced you. They convinced you that hey, it's a good idea to join the flood
They
instead.
brainwashed you.
oh, I
It's like
see. It's like when someone shows up to your door trying to tell you to join them and go do
Where was he
things, you
going with
know?
Yeah.
that?
So the second game starts off with that same alien race basically killing your character. And so like you're drifting into
Oh,
space, you
wait,
get
do you start
rescued
with a
by
new one?
no, same character. So you
Oh,
get
oh, you
rescued
mean like they're
by
trying to kill you?
they do kill you.
Oh,
You actually die. And
okay.
so the game starts with like a secret human organization group rescues you. Basically, like they use like science and technology to recreate your body or to like revive it from the grave. And
Oh,
then because everyone thinks you're dead, they basically use you as like a splinter cell group to like take down these alien race before they come and destroy the galaxy. The first game they were just it was just one alien, but now you find out that it's not just one alien; it's like a whole armada of aliens coming to destroy the galaxy. But no one will take you seriously, and so you rely on this splinter cell human group to help you in your task. And it's really cool because they I think it's a good storyline, but it's also great characters. You really choose to start to love all the characters and your teammates that you have on it. But the notion is that you're doing a suicide mission. Your goal is you're not supposed to survive the end mission, but you do anyway because it's a game.
yeah.
Hmm.
What
Well,
about you, Devante? Is there any I don't know if you've played too many RPGs, but is there any story in gaming that's ever like stood out to
um,
you as really just one of the best in your opinion?
I mean, I played a lot of RPGs, but War to Warcraft. I don't know if that's something that people used to play back in the day.
Eh,
The
Yeah.
Leroy Jenkins, and
yeah.
then RuneScape.
Yeah,
That
RuneScape.
after War to Warcraft, RuneScape was my game. Like that was a game I spent a lot of time on. And as a kid, and this goes back to what I said earlier, like as a kid, that was the game. And I spent so much time. And then now as an adult, I spent like 2 weeks playing it during Christmas break, and I got to the same level that I was as a kid. I spent my whole childhood getting to that level. And then in 2 weeks, as an adult, I was able to get it. I'm like, what am I doing, man? Like as a
You
kid,
know, there's a pattern in the games that you just mentioned, like World of Warcraft and RuneScape. The save file is on a server, and so you never have to save.
that's true too.
Man is traumatized by losing his emerald progress. He has to rely on someone
Uh,
else's
No
to save,
And
kidding.
that's why I cannot play a game that does not save. Yes.
not auto save.
Even
Fair.
even my
That's fair.
documents autosave.
Even your dog. Man, that's funny.
But yeah, I don't have a lot of like gaming experience in terms of like sitting down and playing a franchise or a series, but most of it was like computer games and handheld devices.
Okay. Okay. Well, with that being said, Anthony Devante, I wanted to ask you guys,
What you got?
if you could live in a gaming world, like any franchise that you've ever played or heard of, which
Mm.
one would you want to be in and why?
Oh man.
You want a fun answer or like a
We can have
different?
both.
Okay, the fun answer is a Pokemon world, but only if you're a kid, because you have no. It's a carefree.
That's
There's no one out
valid.
to get you. Like you could literally go from your hometown to any city in the world, and no one's gonna try to rob you. No one's
Yeah.
trying to get you.
I mean,
At
Team
the
Rocket would.
at the very most, like they won't kill you, right? Like they just like I defeat your Pokemon. Ha ha ha!
They'll
I
kill your
take your
Pokemon.
money. But here's the thing, it's not that it's like if you become a good enough trainer, you can make like millions of dollars. You just gotta beat the people in Pokemon battles. They give you money.
That's not a bad
Anthony,
not a
did you
bad
see
world.
Leviction's comment? Imagine being in God of War. Dude, I could not imagine, especially in the first trilogy of God of War. You'd probably be dead
That's my
by the end
answer.
of the second one.
Oh man, I'm still trying to think. What's your
I can
serious
go.
one?
Animal Crossing. I'd love to be in Animal Crossing world. It's a very carefree
Oh,
lifestyle. Wouldn't it be fun to be
That's a
like
real good one. Animal Crossing.
best friends with an anamorphic like eagle? Like, hey, what's up, man?
would you want to be the mayor?
Sure. It's like carefree. All I have to do is cut trees down, sell them for money for
Actually,
like bells.
if it would probably be Animal Crossing, I'd want to be the mole. Then when people don't save, I can get mad at them for not saving.
That's the motif of Devante's life now. It's like, hey, you gotta save your
Oh my
progress.
gosh.
Don't be like me.
I wouldn't mind being in like a Mario world or something. I think that'd be fun.
Oh yeah.
Or like
I mean,
Super
we saw the
Mario.
We
60,
saw the Super
64.
Mario World that came out recently. Would it be like that, or like literally the Mario games?
The old Mario where you have those pictures that you would jump into, and then it's like a world,
Okay.
you know, and
Yeah.
so you could still roam around the Mario world, but still have adventures in each painting. I think that'd be pretty fun. It's kind of like life, you know. You just kind of roam around and then you jump
Yeah.
into a journey.
Okay. Okay. I got you. I think for me, uh, yeah, I'd probably do Pokemon too, Anthony. We're on the same page for a lot of things today. It would be so fun to just be a kid running around the entire country. You know, you're 10 years old, give or take, and you're just
Yeah,
kicking
man.
all these
And
adults'
people
butts, and
respect you.
people
You have a
respect.
good Pokemon team, they respect you.
Yeah,
They're
I
like, oh
mean,
man, this kid, Pokemon master.
you can become so rich at that age and just literally max out the amount of money that anyone can have. Like,
You can figure out how
sure,
to copy rare candies.
Yeah. See if you
yeah,
find that glitch in the glitch in the matrix. It's just
glitch in
like
the
printing
matrix.
out rare
Dude, I just thought
candy.
of something, another game. What about
What's that?
GTA? What if we had
Oh,
GTA in real life, you know? Or we
dude,
lived in GTA and you're the main
we'd be
character.
dead. We'd
That's
be
like,
dead.
But
oh, no, you're
you
the
would
main
come back to
character.
life, you know?
You're the main character.
You would just spawn back in your bed.
Do you feel death every time, or is it like
No, you're
you
just
don't feel
wasted
it?
and then you're back alive.
Wasted. Yeah. I feel
Oh
like the
man,
GTA world would be just a pure anarchy. I'm just thinking of like GTA Online of like how it's just complete anarchy.
yeah,
There's no
it
rules.
would.
Yeah,
All right,
sure.
hear
Why
me
not?
out. Hear me out. What about Fallout? The world of
Oh,
Fallout. What if you have
do
to
you
live
want
in
to?
what if you have to live in that world?
You trying to be a ghoul?
Maybe a cool life
No,
or a vault life.
I'm just trying to live on the surface.
Oh man, Fallout would be pretty fun actually. You know, you just live off bottle caps, like that's your currency, and you're just fighting all kinds of crazy things,
Have
rad
y'all played the
roaches.
Fallout game? There's some weird
Oh
monsters
yeah,
out there.
oh yeah,
Oh,
super
oh,
mutants.
hard past that kind of life.
It'd be a tough life to live, you know.
Man.
Be a
It'd be hard
very
mode.
tough life.
It's struggle busted out there.
Very tough. Oh man, couldn't even imagine.
But I would say Pokemon's probably the most peaceful living. You know, out
Here's
of
a
all the
fun one
things.
for y'all. All right, you ready?
Stardew Valley.
No, The Last of Us.
That- Why are you picking post-apocalyptic? There's a reason why they call them post-apocalyptic games. They happen after the world has ended.
Hey, we trying to
I don't
live
think I
life
want
on hard
that life.
mode, man.
Yeah, I don't think I want that life.
Hey,
But
fair
that's
enough.
the true survival, Anthony.
I
Do you
want that
think you could
to be,
survive in a world like
good
that,
life.
Anthony?
No.
No, not even if like you had the equipment that you would like get that you're given in the game.
Yeah,
need a
what's the
manual.
quality of life, man?
I would need a manual,
Okay.
Alex.
You need a manual,
I
kind
would,
of
I
like
would,
Zombieland.
yeah, I would have to press, you know, on my controller, the home menu, and be like, "What's all my options here?"
That's true. I would live in the Fallout world if I could have all of like the perks of living in the Fallout world. So if we can play a Fallout, I want to be able to pause the game, open up my little pit boy, playing out what I want to shoot and shoot. Or like I want to be able to carry
Okay.
infinite stem packs, infinite HP healers. I want to be able to eat instantaneously and heal HP.
Dude, imagine what if it was like, what if you could play games like Click, you know, and you're inside,
Oh,
like you're inside of the game, and you're just holding the controller in your hand, and you're just like, "Oh yeah, I don't like that guy," and then you press a button and they explode, you know, and you're just like the god of that game.
Hey man, when we have that VR world, the virtual world that Meta's trying to get us to, every day can be a game.
all right, guys. And then I've got one more question to ask y'all. So
Hit us with it.
there, I was thinking, how fun would it be if we started playing like a multiplayer game together? And I was gonna kind of run it by y'all and the chat too as well. Chat, if there is a game that you think would be fun for us to play, we would love to hear y'all's opinions, and we'd be open to seeing what you have in store for us. But Anthony and Devante, I wanted to see what y'all's thoughts are in regards
So,
to
are
coming up
these
with like
games
some
we'll
multiplayer.
play like together on stream together, or we play on our
So I was thinking we could play them on stream together, you know, all three of us, and
own? Okay.
seeing where it takes us.
Okay, okay.
Best
Let's see. I know. I think when it came out, I mean, it's been out for a while. But it's called Grounded,
grounded. What's
and
it
it kind of
about?
it fits into our like the games. So the games we've played in the past for our viewers and listeners, we played Raft together, which is like a survivor game where you're on a boat. We played the Forest. We played Sons of the Forest. We've tried doing the Minecraft. We've tried doing the Lego mode in what's it called in Fortnite. And so Grounded is essentially that very similar genre. It's a survivor crafting game. But rather than being in like a forest with monsters, it's survival crafting meets Honey I Shrunk the Kids. And so you get shrunken down to the size of like insects. And so the world you're in is like your backyard. And you fight like ants, you fight like bees and spiders.
Is it like a
But you
turn based?
No, it's a survivor crafting. So like
Oh, okay.
imagine like like Sons of the Forest, but rather than fighting as handsy or legsy, it's a
Yeah,
spider. It's an
I
ant.
see. I think that'd be pretty fun.
What about you, Devante? You got any ideas?
I just have the popular takes like Fall Guys. I always think
Fall
that
Guys.
just hearing us vent to each other as as we're playing that game, I think that'd be pretty fun and arguing. Another one that I saw is it's called Pico Park. It's like a indie game almost,
It's
and
over with the cats, right?
yeah, it's like
Yeah,
cats and
it's Pico
keys,
Park.
and you're like connected and stuff. But it's a really simple
Okay.
game. I thought that'd
If
be
you
pretty
want to
fun to stream.
try, you should just play Overcooked.
Overcooked is fun too.
Just
That's
yell at each other.
yeah. And then we have to create like a plan. Those people that get super serious, they're like, okay, I need you to do this one while I'm doing this.
I get that 3 stars, man. You gotta channel the inner chef in all of us.
That's true.
The
Overcooked's
inner
not a bad
chef.
one.
Man.
That would be fun.
They said
Um,
hell. The chat said Hell Divers 2.
actually,
Democracy.
yeah. Let's take a
Man,
look and
sometimes
see
I
what
want to fight for
all
democracy. That's all I want to do.
take a look and see what all the chat's been suggesting here. So Pivo said Final Fantasy 14. Wakana said Sonic and Knuckles. Animal Crossing also from Wakana. Chief Keef 96 says Yoshi's Island.
Hmm.
Pivo really wants us to play the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy 14. um, Wakana suggested Toad Adventure.
That's a
That
fun
sounds
game.
fun. Have you played it?
Oh yeah. It's a two-player person game though. So
Oh, is
on
it?
nights with two people we could play, yeah.
Okay, we could take turns if needed. That does sound like fun. Um, let's see. Grand Artillery suggested Valheim. I think we've played that before, have we? As a group, have we?
We?
I haven't played it
Oh,
with you guys.
You know what? Now I think about it, I think I played with other people as well.
Beerio Card.
Oh my gosh, Burial Car would be so much fun, but I don't think we can stream that. Actually, Anthony Devante in chat, this involves y'all too. I think it could be really fun to play Jackbox party games because then we could all play and we could even invite some people from the chat to play with us.
That's true too. Yeah, we can put out the code and people can join in. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I have all the Jackbox party games, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Nice. Let's do it. Yeah, I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah, that could be a really fun thing.
My question for y'all is, what games are y'all playing now?
Sure. So right now I'm currently playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Put more than enough hours into it right now. I'm on chapter 12 and I've been enjoying every minute of it. Like I've been 100%ing that game. I mean, if there is a side quest I can do, I go do it. If there's a mini game that I need to complete, I complete it. I'll complete it on the hard mode. I'll get the highest score I possibly can because I want all the items. I'm greedy like that, Like
Are you one
I'm
of those
not just gonna.
hoarders that just hoards items even though they're
He's a
useless to you?
Oh,
perfectionist.
100%, 100%. Because I want to platinum the game. Like
Oh,
I
you're one of
want.
the you're one you like do
Oh,
platinum games. I
I
can't.
only platinum games that I love.
No, I
So,
don't have the energy. I don't have the time.
That's fair. That's fair though.
like for example, I platinumed God of War Ragnarok. Like that game was a masterpiece, complete work of art. What
Um
about you? What about you guys?
Yeah, I can go. If I had to say, I mean, I don't. I play I play League of Legends.
Hell yeah. No
Okay,
shame, man. That
TFT.
game's going. That game's so strong.
Sometimes by myself, I'll go and play RuneScape. Like I'll just go on there and go kill dragons
What
and
level
whatnot.
are you?
Actually, I'm not sure. I haven't checked in a while.
Okay,
I just go out this to get money pretty much so I can buy the armor. And then
fair enough.
sometimes I'll still get on Diablo and just play my character
Yeah.
since
Yep.
since I bought
New characters.
the big or the second biggest
Is it?
package.
Like the
Oh,
second
okay.
tier.
Yeah, the
I
second
see.
tier. And so I was like, I need to put some time into this since I spent the money for it. But other than that,
Makes sense.
yeah, other than that, I don't have too much. I used to play a lot of Lost Ark, but then my I think I grinded myself out because Lost Ark is quite the grind. And I hear like all the new updates today, and my friend he's still playing, and his raid was like 10 hours long, and I'm
Oh,
like how man? I
yeah.
commemorate you.
10 hours?
Yeah,
Yeah, my old roommate in college used to play Final Fantasy 14, and he like scheduled raids with his guild.
shout
It's a whole thing.
shout
Yeah.
out to my homeboy Fuji Berries. That's who it is.
Oh man, that's wild. I cannot imagine doing 10 hours for a raid.
I think the last game I like sunk so many hours into was Baldur's Gate 3.
How
I-
was
It,
that? I've heard
it's a
so many good
it's a
things.
phenomenal game. If
Yeah?
I think that's a game I would recommend us to play as a group. It's just to play Baldur's Gate 3.
Is it
We each
a
of us makes our own,
multiplayer?
yeah, you can play multiplayer. We each create our own character and we just do chaotic shit. That's all we're gonna do. We'll go through the story, of course, but we'll do chaotic shit. It's
I
gonna be
mean, if
really
you
fun.
want to do chaotic stuff, we can always just play Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, but this
That's
is
different.
chaotic.
Chaotic.
It's chaotic within the rules of Dungeons and Dragons, so it's not gonna get too anarchy.
Yeah, that sounds kind of
Okay.
fun though. I'd be down to do that.
I
Yeah, it
love
sounds like
Baldur's Gate
fun.
3 is a phenomenal game. And I think I've count like my hour count is like in the deep hundreds.
Okay.
Damn.
Well, chat, if y'all don't mind me asking, could you guys post your number one pick that you would like to see us play after hearing all these different options that we've discussed? I'd like to see what y'all's thoughts are so that way we can kind of get more of an informed decision from y'all now that we've discussed several games here. I just wanted to say thank y'all for just taking the time to be here with us and chat. Appreciate all the advice you've given us on what games to look into playing. Thank you for taking the time to spend with us. Anthony, Devante, was there anything else you wanted to say before I close this out?
Yeah, if you like what you hear, give our Twitch channel a follow if if you're not following already. If you're listening on our YouTube, give us like a like, comment, subscribe, help us get into that YouTube world, and just follow our social media. Keep up to date with what we're up to.
Game night coming to you
Awesome.
soon.
Yes.
Perfect. And then I also want to give out some special shout outs to our friend John, JT, for always helping us out with the stream and for Leviction with his awesome music. Just thank you both. We appreciate you greatly. And if you guys ever want to give that man Leviction a listen, he's on Spotify, he's on Apple Music. Go listen to him. His tunes are great. He knows which song I'm thinking of right now in my head as I think about it. But anyhow, it's been great, guys. We'll see y'all next week, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Peace.
Bye, everyone.